Hey guys, today I'm going to do a 2018 Stanley Cup playoff preview slash prediction video. So this video is going to be for the Minnesota Wild and the Winnipeg Jets. So it's going to be a round one matchup, of course. So Minnesota Wild versus Winnipeg Jets. So their records, I just did Toronto Boston. Now I'm doing this one. So I'm going to tell you like the statistics, my prediction on everything and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So first I'm going to start with their records. So Winnipeg finished 52, 20, and 10 with 114 points. Second in the Central. Minnesota finished 45, 26, and 11 with 101 points, 13 points less than Winnipeg. And they finished third in the Central. So because Winnipeg's second, Winnipeg will have home ice in this series. Game 1 will be played in Washington, in Winnipeg this Wednesday, so in 2 days from now. So the season series, they played 4 games. Winnipeg won the season series 3-1-0. So the Jets won 4-3, 2-1, 7-2, and lost 4-1 in the season series. So Winnipeg are the favorites to win this series. Do I agree? I very much do agree so. And Minnesota is a pretty good team. Of course, they're not going to go 45, 26, and 11 if they're not good, of course. And they made it over 100 points. They were in the top 3 in the Central, so of course that's obviously good. I'm not saying they're nothing compared to Winnipeg, but like they're not even. I think Winnipeg definitely takes more of the edge. But yeah, so Winnipeg and Minnesota will meet in the playoffs for the first time. So this is not going to be like a, it's not like they played last time and stuff like that. Like there's no like details within, So this will be a first time. There's a first time for everything. So let's see if Winnipeg can win the first round. Or like let's see if they can win the first, yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see if they can win the first time they're playing. Let's see if Winnipeg can win. So now I'm moving on to like statistics and just stuff in general. So from January 1st onward, the Wild went 24, 10, and 8, which is pretty good. 5th best in the league, 3rd best in the East and the Western Conference, and the Wild have gone 9, 6, and 4 since February 26th. Winnipeg has acquired Paul Stastny, who had found tremendous chemistry with Laine and Ehlers in forming one of the most dynamic lines the past few months. The Jets are 14, 4, and 1 since the trade deadline, which is really good. So now moving on to stats. So Winnipeg 5-on-5. They're 51.4 CF percent. Again, I don't know what CF means. 10th in the league. They're 54.6% goals for percent, which is 4th in the league. Their save percentage is .925, which is 13th. Their shorthanded percentage is 8.56, which is 5th in the league. And their PDO, which is 8th in the league, is 101.04. For Minnesota, on the other hand, 5-on-5, 47.17 CF percent, which is 29th in the league. They're 52.19 GF percent, or goals for percent, sorry, 12th in the league. 9.927 save percentage, which is 10th in the league. Their shorthanded percentage is 10th in the league at 8.03, and their PDO is 100.77, which is 9th in the league. So now moving on to offense, defense, power rating. So starting with Winnipeg, their offense is ranked 9th, and it's 6th, like their offense is 6th, rated 9th. Their defense is 6.02, which is 6th in the league, and their power number is 6.01, which is 7th in the league. For Minnesota, their offense is ranked, or their offense is 4.27, which is 21st in the league. Their defense is 5.73, which is 9th, and their power number is 5, which is 18th in the league. So Winnipeg takes the cake in all of those. Team stats. So Winnipeg 23.3% for power play, which is 5th in the league. 81.7% for the penalty kill, which is 7th in the league. They have 269 goals for, which is 3rd in the league, and they have 215 goals allowed, which is 5th in the league. Minnesota's power play is 20.5%, which is 18th. Their penalty kill is 81.1%, which is 13th in the league. They have 244 goals for, which is 11th, and 226 goals allowed, which is 11th. So Winnipeg is 3-1-0 against Minnesota this year, and Minnesota is 1-3-0 against Winnipeg this year. The Winnipeg Jets' outlook on this With 7 NHL regular seasons behind them since landing in Winnipeg from Atlanta, the Jets have earned their second playoff appearance. And unlike the 2015 team that got swept out of round 1 by the Anaheim Ducks, this year's edition of the Jets is an upper echelon ECHELON Stanley Cup contender made better by finally playing the role of buyer at the trade deadline. One of only 2 Canadian teams to qualify for the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Jets enter with a tag of the country's best hope to win it all and break the 25-year-old curse. They are extremely deep and bolstered their forward units acquiring. They are extremely deep and bolstered their forward units by acquiring Stanley on February 26th to make a 3-headed monster at center with Brian Little and Mark Scheifele, a key point of depth this late in the season. Laine and Ehlers, Stastny's line mates, continue to shine as bright young stars in this lineup, but rookies Kyle Connor and Jack Roslovic also added production when the Jets needed them. So the Jets were good. Like some Jets players were good like when they were needed, which is obviously really good. If like there's an injury, you need your players to be good. Just like I said it in the Boston Toronto's prediction video. Boston has been really good, despite injuries, which every team needs to be. So the best story in Winnipeg, and the number one reason why this team has finally broken out, though, is 24-year-old Connor Hellebuyck, who's surprised by quickly becoming a horse. Hellebuyck posted a .923 save percentage and 2.3 goals allowed that stabilized a troubling position for the team last season and built himself a case to be at least a Vezina Trophy finalist. The Jets are deep, talented, quick, big, and young, so they can play you hard in any part of the game. The only concern as far as their playoff hopes go is that the Central Division they have to play out of is full of talented teams. The Wild will test the Jets right away, but even if Winnipeg gets past Minnesota, the top-seeded Nashville Predators could be waiting for them in round 2. So Winnipeg is not going to have it this easy. The Jets are not going to sweep Minnesota. If anything, they're going to win in 6 or 7. And then even if they do beat Minnesota, then they're going to have the Predators waiting for them. And a lot of people think Nashville is also a favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year. So we'll see. This is why the playoffs are so exciting, and I love playoff time. So for the Minnesota Wild outlook now, just as the New Jersey Devils aren't the boring trap team of old, these Wild are far removed from the style employed for years by Jacques Lemaire. Yeah, sure. By the way, I'm really tired once again. 3 of their lines have offensive potential, and since January 1st, Minnesota is the 8th highest scoring team in the league. Eric Staal is a fringe MVP candidate who missed the first half with injury, is hitting his stride with 17 points in his last 21 games. Michael Granlund is scoring at the same rate as last year's breakout season, while Jason Zucker has had his own career year. But while the offense has mostly been a strength this season, their scoring chances and shot totals are low and have slowed further since the trade deadline. The Wild are 20th in shots since February 26th and are running with one of the best shooting percentages in that time. They have to find a way to generate more chances, especially at 5-on-5, which will be a major challenge against the Jets. The main area of concern right now is on the blue line, which may seem shocking given the Wild have allowed the 6th fewest shots since the calendar flipped to 2018 and are 11th best overall. But roles, minutes, and pressure will be ramped up without Ryan Suter, who broke his ankle in the last weekend of the season. That really sucks. That's going to be a big blow. One of the elite minute eaters and shutdown defenders in the NHL, Sutter's loss will put a greater spotlight on guys such as Matthew Dumba, Jonas Brodin, and Jared Spurgeon, who is expected to return from a torn hamstring that's kept him out of the lineup for the past few weeks. The Jets' X factor, there's no question it's Hellebuyck. Had the Jets gotten even average goaltending last season, they may have been good enough to qualify for the playoffs. So the fact Hellebuyck was able to bounce back with such an outstanding performance is the number one reason why Winnipeg has returned so strong in 2017-2018. Yeah, to be honest, Winnipeg has been the best, obviously the best Canadian team besides Toronto. Both of them has been the best, and both of them are going to make the playoffs now, but Winnipeg has been outstanding. Completely untested in the playoffs as a pro, Hellebuck's last experience in a postseason setting was when his number 2 ranked UMass Lowell lost to Thatcher Demko's Boston College team in the NCAA regional final before the Frozen Four. The season before that, Hellebuck led the River Hawks to the Frozen Four, though they lost 3-2 to Yale in the semis. Fast forward a few years and a few levels of competition, the Stanley Cup playoffs are an entirely new test for Hellebuck, who has managed the third heaviest workload this season by facing 2,017 shots and playing 66 games. If he continues his excellence, the Jets will show up as the contenders they look to be. But if the pressure or fatigue weigh on him, it'll be fatal to Winnipeg's Cup hopes. The Wild X factor: without Sutter, extra pressure is on the rest of the Wild's defense, and the player facing the biggest increase in opportunity could be Dumba. The 7th overall pick in 2012, Dumba's average time on ice has grown this season from 22:44 between October and January to 24:47 per game from January to the end of the regular season. With a 58.06% GF, goals for percent, Dumba was second to only Brodin on the Wild in terms of goals for/against split when he was on the ice, and he was the Wild defenseman given the most defensive zone starts. Last season was the first in which Dumba received hefty postseason minutes as the Wild fell to the Blues in the opening round. I think I remember that. But without Sutter, his responsibility should be ratcheted up to another level. Team leaders, so again, goals, dash, assists, dash, points. So for Winnipeg, Blake Wheeler, 23 goals, 67 assists, and 90 points. Patrick Laine has been outstanding. He has 44 goals on the season, 25 assists, and 69 points. And then Mark Scheifele, 23 goals, 37 assists, and 60 points. For Minnesota, their top 3, Eric Stahl, 41 goals, 34 assists, 75 points. Michael Granlund, 20 goals, 46 assists, and 66 points. And Jason Zucker, 31 goals, 31 assists, and 62 points. So Blake Wheeler's 90th point of season lifts Jets over Flames. The Minnesota Wild outlook, just as the New Jersey Devils aren't the... I already said this. I'm stupid. No, I already did. Okay, so now other stats. So Minnesota has been in the playoffs the last 6 seasons, and its 9th appearance since joining the league in 2000. That's not that bad, and 9 times in 18 years, that's not that bad at all. That's exactly half. The Jets are still relatively new to the playoffs, including its time in Atlanta. This is only the 3rd time in 18 seasons they've qualified. 2 as Winnipeg. This is the second. This is the second as Winnipeg. In 2015, the Jets got swept by Anaheim Ducks. So since the franchise moved to Winnipeg, it has played the Wild 26 times and won 14 of them. I think that's almost half, or just about half. So games 1, 2, and 5, and a potential 7th will be played in Winnipeg. That's really random. And Minnesota has really struggled on that rink. 5 wins and only 13 games there. Minnesota has won 7 of 13 games against Winnipeg in Xcel Energy Center. So they've been fairly good at home. The 2 rinks are actually pretty close together as well. It's only a 90-minute flight, drive less than 8 hours, and there's no time difference. So it's not gonna. It's almost gonna be like they're in the same thing, just like different fans, different obviously arena. The Jets have the edge when it comes to top scorers. Laine has 44 goals so far this year, while Wild's Eric Stahl netted 41 goals, which is still amazing. Stahl has 9 more assists than Laine's 25 points, or assists. Blake Wheeler has a personal best record at 90 points so far this season, which is obviously really good. And Winnipeg has 5 players scoring 20-plus goals this season, and Minnesota has 3. And by the way, all these game stats are as of April 6th, 2018, 3 days back, so they've probably updated. And my prediction is going to be the Jets in 6 games, possibly 7, but I'm going to say in 6. I want to say 5 because I feel like they'll win. If they're at home and they have a chance to win, I feel like they will. But I don't want to say they'll win in 5 because I don't really see them winning in 5. I say they win in 5, 6, or 7, but I'm going to say 6. So, and then Game 1 will be played April 11th, in 2 days from now, in Winnipeg at 7 p.m. So I hope you guys like this video. I do not know if I'm going to do any more NHL prediction videos. I don't know if I'm going to do every bracket. I don't know if I'm going to do, or bracket. I don't know if I'm going to do every single team. I want to, but like there's so many teams, it's so much work, and I'm lazy as hell, so like that's so much work. But while I'm right here right now, it's going to be Nashville versus Colorado, the Winnipeg versus Minnesota, Vegas versus LA, Pittsburgh versus the Flyers, the Ducks versus the San Jose Sharks, the Caps and Jackets, the Leafs and Bruins, and then the Devils and the Lightning. So my prediction just in general is Toronto, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Anaheim. I'm not going to say Vegas because it's their first year, so I'm going to say LA, Winnipeg, Nashville, and I'm going to say the Lightning against the Devils. I think I already said that. But anyway, guys, if I do a series, like a series preview for every one of these, like if I do one for every one of these, that's great. But there's like 6 more that I would have to do if I do them. 6 more videos, that's so much work. Because like each of these videos are all like 15 plus minutes. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope I do more. If I don't, then whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the second round. If I do not do any more of these, I will do a Raptors round 1, and I will do like a thing for basketball, but only the Raptors. No, not everyone. I'm just gonna do the Raptors, and then if they keep going, of course, I'll keep like doing like prediction videos and stuff, and like playoff previews. So once again, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.